All right, we are about to record our first beat. Here is our sliced up drum break that we cannot hear because we need to arm the track. There we go. Here we go. You can find the hits that you like. That's a great snare right there. Great kick. So we got like a louder snare, lighter snare, kick there, lighter kick, softer kick. So you can kind of find these different hits in your slice. Remember, we're coming in through this MIDI track, which has the velocity, in my case, level out to 127, and then we're recording into here. Let's listen to that first sample. Now, I want to record to the click in live, so I'm going to set my tempo down to somewhere lower, maybe like 90. But now when I do that, have a listen to this. Oh, no, it's still good. What I want to demonstrate is that all of these simpler instruments have the warp turned on. So now that the tempo is a bit slower, we're starting to hear some warping artifacts. If I slow this down even more, there we go, and really slow just to accentuate it. Cool. And even though that might be useful in some instances, it's not actually what I want. And that's due to one of the preferences we selected when we sliced up our clip. So let's go back to our crop clip, set back to the original tempo of 120. Make sure this sounds, ignore the click, of course. That still sounds good. So I'm going to right click, again slice to a new MIDI track, but instead of preserve warp timing being on, I'm going to set it to off, and let's see what the difference is. And then I hit OK, it does its thing. This is I'm going to move it over here. Don't need this MIDI clip that it generates, and I'm going to call this new slice. And let's have a look. So on the old slice, on all of our instruments, all of our slices, you can see the warp is turned on. But on new slice, all of the instruments, the warp is turned off. So that means that when I change my tempo, say back to, let's do an extreme again, to 20, and then we play on the new slice. Remember, you have to set the MIDI to come from MIDI input track over here. So now these are identical, these two. We don't have any warping. We're going to turn down the loop length on the new slice. Whereas if we listen to this one, we get that warping. So that's what we want to avoid. So long story short, in this instance, when we slice our track and it asks do we want to preserve warping, we say no, or turn it to off. So I delete my old slice track, and here we are. So we are ready, once that is armed, to record at a new, more hip-hoppy tempo of 90 BPM. I'm going to turn on, with my metronome, have a 1 bar count in. I'm going to enable the metronome whilst I'm recording. Enable only while recording. Then we'll record. Here we go. Oh, find my sounds. I like that kick. I like that snare. Here we go. I made the one mistake of having the old cropped clip still looping. So let's just push stop on one of those rows. Make sure that doesn't launch because that's just there for as a keepsake at the moment. So here we go again. Great, we can hit stop on that clip, jump into it, and just I went a bit long because I didn't press or to stop the clip to the next bar. So we can either just type in the loop length here, make it 4, or I could have just dragged that loop brace around. And now we have the question of to quantize or not to quantize. This is what it sounds like without the metronome on. Cool. Not the grooviest thing, but not terrible. I could perform it again. That would be cool. Or I could quantize it. And this is the difference between doing it like this. We didn't record any quantization. Now in live, I could select all on a MIDI clip and then go open up the, what is that tab called? The launch box with that little L. And then here, oh, that's actually not what I need. That's launch quantization. If I wanted to quantize this, I would simply need to select all my notes by pressing Command A, right click, and then we're going to quantize it. Pressing quantize or Command U will simply quantize it. But if we open up our quantize settings first, it's important to kind of select what grid we want to quantize it to. So it could be the current grid that's showing here, but you notice I've played lots of notes that are kind of like intentionally not necessarily or halfway through the current grid, so that's not useful. But if I think about what I was playing, I was kind of playing 16th notes, which is, or some rhythmic subdivisions like. So if I go to 16th, and then the amount, at the moment I'll just do it 100%, and then we can see that lock in. So here we go. And that's fine. If that was too much, I could undo it. Again, go to quantize settings and maybe do it like 60% or 70% to retain a little bit of that humanized feel. That's kind of better. And the thing is, the thing with not quantizing all the way is, oops, I didn't want to do that. I've undone too far. I'm going to redo. There we go. Yeah, rather than completely removing all your performance, doing something like 50% retains your performance, but also gets it a little bit more on beat. Here's 50% quantize. Very acceptable, but still with just that tiny little bit of human feel to it. We'll talk about automatic quantizing in the next video, a la MPC. All right, see you later.